Hi everyone, welcome back to my podcast, Story of a Modern Millennial. I thank you all so much for joining me and continuing to stick around to see how everything went down on my journey. My name is Asia. If you all have not watched my first few episodes that I have dropped, you should go ahead and do that and start with me on the very beginning of my journey. I'm just taking you through everything that I've experienced and providing you all with a safe space to come and just kick it with me, to kind of let your feelings out, to feel like you have a safe haven for this journey, your own journey, whatever unique journey that you have. I just want to provide a safe space for everyone to feel like they have somewhere, or they can just talk about everything that they've been through. With my specific journey, I am talking about how I found out I was pregnant at about 5.5 months in my senior year of college, the very beginning of my senior year of college, and how everything kind of went down for me and my family and everyone that was involved. Make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe and continue on this journey with me. Make sure you all follow my Instagram. I'm going to drop my Instagram tag right here. Y'all can follow me for updates and more posts regarding my podcast. And I'm just so thankful for all the support you all have given me thus far. So this episode, I really am, you see, I'm here by myself. I've brought a few guests on with me thus far. My parents, Quan's parents, and then himself. So I came back by myself because I feel like the next topic that I'm going to be talking about that I experienced within my journey, no one really wants to talk about. And it's going to be how I visited an abortion clinic twice once I found out that I was pregnant. Now, I know what you all are saying, like, why would you go twice? Obviously, you didn't go through with it, but it was something that's very challenging. Like I said, it's something that no one wants to talk about, really. It's something that's near and dear to, it's one of those things that we say like, oh, I'll take it to the grave with me, because you almost feel embarrassed, you feel ashamed. I don't know what it feels like on the other side of the spectrum, but you all, just a slight disclaimer, please, this is a no judgment zone. This is a safe haven, and I just want everyone to come on this ride and feel the realness and rawness of my story. So I'm just going to back it up to the first episode where I told you all that I found out I was pregnant a week before the first couple of days of my senior year of college. And y'all, like, when I say I was super shocked, I know y'all watch my videos, and in every one, I have not underestimated how shocked and anxious that I was to see how everything would play out. Now, you all saw what happened when I told my parents, you all saw what happened when I told Quan, and you all saw what happened when I told, how his parents found out and everything proceeding from there. I will have a plethora of other guests on to continue on this journey, but I felt like this was very important for me to touch on, so I'm going to jump right into it. And again, this is a safe haven and a no judgment zone. We are all entitled to our very own and personal stories, and I think this is very important for me to share. And I really hope that by me sharing this helps someone, and this just resonates with someone and speaks to someone, for the parents, grandparents, and even someone who's going through this like I experienced in your own light. So when I found out that I was pregnant, when I was younger, when I thought about pregnancy, I never thought that abortion would be a thing that I would consider. I felt like everyone, is entitled to what they do in their own right. But for me personally, I never felt like it was something that I would personally consider when I looked at what my life would look like. So once I found out that I was pregnant, and of course you all saw Kaysen's father, I went ahead and told him, and that same day he was down in Atlanta. Now, that week that we spent together, I was very, very confused. Like we pretty much told you all, we did not know what to do. But of course, you have your own thoughts as well, even though you're sitting there with another person trying to figure out what exactly you all are going to do. And so with me being the person that was carrying the baby, you guys, I felt like I was going to be damned if I do and damned if I don't, because someone was going to be upset with me no matter what decision I made. We haven't even gotten to my parents yet. So after he left and went back to Florida, we spent some time apart because, like I said, he was working there, and he said that in the video himself. I was in school trying to push through the beginning of my senior year, so at least that whatever was to come next, I started off strong, and if I did have to come back and pick up where I left off, that is what I would do. So I'm going to tell you all about, I went to the abortion clinic twice, and I'm going to just take you all along that really quickly. So the first time was a couple of days actually before I shared with my parents that I was pregnant. I was going through so many emotions, you all, and honestly, it's definitely a lot, but I experienced so many emotions. I just felt like I felt like depression was really on the brink of everything that I experienced. I was very, very sad. I felt very worthless. I felt useless. I felt like everything that I said that I was going to no longer mattered anymore. I felt like I had let everyone down. I felt like I was a huge disappointment. And that I felt like that towards everyone, you guys. I felt like towards everyone. So I took it upon myself to look up what abortion clinics. I didn't know how far along that I was. I took it upon myself to look up what abortion clinics were located in Atlanta, Georgia. Obviously, you have, your big name ones that everybody knows of, and that still scared me. But I found one, and so I looked it up, and I skipped class. I knew I had a class at 1 o'clock, so it was a Friday morning, and I wanted to go kind of get it out of the way. This was before my godmom came down on a Saturday. So that was that Friday morning. And I went online, like everybody, I Googled up like abortion clinics in downtown Atlanta, abortion clinics near me. I did not know that certain medical places have like little on-the-go trailers. I didn't know that was a thing. And so I didn't know that when I looked it up online. I saw the name of the clinic and they called me and they let me know that they wanted to pre-screen me. And they let me know that they wanted to offer me counseling before, that was a must that I had to do. And so I was like, okay, I made an appointment for, I think, like 11:45 because I knew I had a class at 1 and it was right down the street from my school. So I get in an Uber with like $1 to my name. My sister, she helped me get into an Uber. She did not know where I was going. She was at home, of course. And so I get in the Uber and we're pulling up and the GPS says arrive to this like trailer looking thing in the middle of a shopping center. So me with my belly, no hair done, distraught, confused. Actually, when I was on the way there, my godmom called me and she asked me what I was doing. I think I just told her like, yeah, just head into class or something like that. And so I went inside the trailer. I was greeted by 2 really nice Black ladies, and as soon as I walked in, I immediately burst into tears because I couldn't understand how on my 10th day of my senior year I was walking into a freaking abortion clinic, you guys. And not even that, but a trailer in the middle of a shopping center by myself. I couldn't even believe how I had gotten there. So we go inside and they were super, super nice. We go inside and they were like, yeah, so tell us about your pregnancy thus far. And I had let them know that I just found out and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. But when I talked to them, they were like, you don't seem like you're getting an abortion. And I was just like, but my parents, they'll hate me if I don't do this. Y'all, the same stuff that we all say. I don't really know if this is the best for everyone else. I don't know if this is what I should do. So that was the option that I was considering. So they immediately, they gave me counseling in the beginning and I filled out a lot of paperwork. And as I was reading the questions on the paper, and it was asking me do you feel like you really want to have this abortion? And I circle yes. And do you feel like you really want to proceed with this? Yes. Have you ever been depressed? No. I'm just doing whatever I can to try to quickly get myself out of the situation. Well, at that day, what I thought was best for me and for everyone else. But sitting here now, I can honestly tell you that it's not what was best for me, obviously. I strictly dragged myself there because of everybody else's thoughts, you guys. I don't even know, I hadn't even really told my parents yet, and that is automatically the assumption I jump to. They'll be ashamed. They'll be disappointed. They won't want to be around me. They're going to kick me out the house. They won't do this. They won't do that. And that was the main fearfulness that I thought about that led me there. I thought about my grandparents, mainly my grandfather, who, people have these things that they feel about you and they feel like they can hold it over your life and what you're supposed to be doing. And you let it get so deeply sewn and embedded within you that you start thinking like people who are not yourself. And so I was there and they gave me an ultrasound and they're like, you're trying to get an abortion? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you are very far along. You have a due date of about Christmas or a week after. And I was like, what? Like, you cannot, like, no, this has to happen. But all along, my heart was not saying that. It was just my mind pushing for what I thought was the better option for the outer or the exterior of everyone else, my family. Like, oh, they'll be ashamed of me if I don't do this. How are people going to feel with me walking around with a belly next to them? They're not going to go for that. So I left out of there, and when I left, I called another Uber, and I got in it, and I just burst into tears. And the Uber driver, he was just like, I don't know what you may have going on. I don't know what your situation is like, but I can promise you everything is going to be okay. Just do what is best for you. And I knew at that exact moment that that is not what I wanted to do. So you guys are probably like, so then how the hell did you get to going there twice? As I said, I hadn't told my parents yet. So in my mind, I had kind of made the decision of like, I don't care how this decision plays out. I'm going to have to speak up for myself. I'm going to have to stand up for myself because this is not what I really want to do. And so you all saw my parents' video. And so I told them, and upon telling them, you heard my parents say they really thought that that was going to be the path that I was going to go down. You're going to have this abortion. That's what you're going to do. And that's pretty much going to be the end of that. All the while in my mind, I'm thinking like I don't have to do that. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all, but y'all know this already. I'm thinking in my mind, like, I don't have to do that if I'll have to go through hella turmoil and, you know, judgy looks. And if at the end of the day, if y'all feel some type of way towards me, I'm sorry, but I just cannot do this. I didn't say that then and there. I went along with the idea, which is how I ended up going twice. So at some point in early September, when I went home, and we spoke about how I walked around the house, you know, feeling very uncomfortable. Me and my mom had a lot that we were experiencing. And that right there pushed me back into, you know what, fine, whatever they do, whatever they say, I'll just have to do. But in my mind, I just tried to prolong me talking to them about my personal decision as much as I possibly could. So my mom, she's like, well, you're getting this abortion, like it's going to happen basically. And, you know, no knock against her. This is just what went on. And, you know, my dad, he was saying the same thing. But in a way, he kind of was telling me, like, you don't really have, like, the decision is yours. He would slip in there and I would just be like, okay, you guys heard them on their podcast. So I wanted to touch on that on their episode a little bit more. So when I came home, they were like, here's a place you're gonna go, and yeah, when can they do it? So my one of my aunts and my dad, they took me to an abortion clinic downtown that did further along pregnancy abortions. And I went there and, you know, I automatically knew. I was like, hell no, I'm not. I felt ashamed that I let the way other people feel about me so much push me to go and to lay on a table at so many weeks pregnant, you guys. That is it's very disheartening, and it's very saddening that I would allow that to happen to myself. And, you know, when I look back at it, it's just, I was so scared, you guys. They immediately called me back when I got there, and the lady, she was so disconnected. She was so just like, I'm gonna do is pull your pants down and lay here on the table. And I was like, okay. And so I pulled my pants down, and she took a ultrasound, turned it on. It was no love, like, and I'm sure that is her job because we're at an abortion clinic, so she has to stay disconnected. But I knew that did not fit the kind of person that I am. It did not fit what I wanted to have to carry on me. And that's no knock against anyone. This is just my personal story, and just letting you all know that there is a certain strength that you exude within you that you're not sure of until you are in a certain situation. And I don't think many people, only these two, my dad and my aunt, only them two know this story. Because remember, guys, your story is a right. You have a right to not tell people things like this. I'm opening myself up in this safe haven to share this experience with you because I care about people getting through this, about people feeling comfortable in their own decisions. no matter what you want to do, you should always feel comfortable in that it was your decision, not that you were pushed to do this so that people did not feel some sort of way about you. And that's why I'm talking about it, because I feel like it's very important. It's very pertinent information for me to share. But laying on that table, I've never felt any more disgusted with myself in that, because I was so far along, you all, and the disconnection that I felt there, it was very, very sad. I've never felt like anyone was more ashamed of me in that moment. And I never felt that type of way about myself. So when we left, she gave me a sonogram, and I looked at it and I was like, wow, like I really have a whole baby. I have a whole baby inside me. And, you know, my aunt, she was like, do you want me to take the sonogram? And I don't think I think she knew. My mom came back later. I had already looked at it. And at that moment, I was like, bruh, I knew that I was not doing this, but this right here just confirmed me that this life was given to me to love and nurture. So those are the 2 times, you all, that I went to an abortion clinic throughout my pregnancy. And for those of y'all who are going through this situation, this is my safe haven for you all. And I'm with every single one of you all throughout this journey. Believe in yourself, and whatever decision you make, do not be pushed to the edge to make it because you feel some type of way about what others have or are wearing about you. This is your life, and you do what best fits and best suits you. Thank you all for the support. Thank you so much for following me on this journey. I'm very appreciative. And like I said, this is one of those things where nobody really wants to talk about it, but I'm putting myself out there with this, and I'm hoping that it sends some love and light to everyone's way who have experienced something like this or are currently going through this. Thank you all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to drop my Instagram tag again in the description box. Again, run it up, push notifications on, and we will be back soon. And I can't wait to share my next video.